Hello and welcome to Narrowcast Boxing. It's March 13th, 2019. Let's discuss the fight this weekend between Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. So when this fight was announced, I have to admit that I wasn't really that excited for it, and the main reason for this was because of the recent string of fights where fighters went up one or two weight classes and took on the best in the division. The three examples I have for this include Gennady Golovkin versus Kell Brook, Canelo Alvarez versus Amir Khan, and Vasyl Lomachenko versus Guillermo Rigondeaux. And all three of these fights ended in stoppages and were essentially mismatches. On the losing side of these three fights, Rigondeaux was really the only person that I gave any chance to, and this was because he was so skilled, but the fight basically turned out to be non-competitive. Rigondeaux was way too small, and the style matchup just didn't suit him. So my initial reaction to the Spence-Garcia fight was that it would be a similar situation, a mismatch at best. In this case, it was a guy who really looked his best at 135 pounds coming up two weight classes to take on arguably the best fighter in the division. Now that the fight is almost here, my thoughts on it have tempered somewhat. I am looking forward to the fight, but I do feel like this is potentially another mismatch. I definitely rate Mikey Garcia very highly. I'm someone who would pick him to beat Lomachenko if they were to fight, but I couldn't help but think that in Garcia's fight against Sergey Lipinets at 140 pounds, that weight really seemed to be the limit for him. I think that there are B-level fighters at 147 pounds that he could beat, but I think that Errol Spence is not that person. I think that Spence is too big, too strong, and that combined with his level of talent, I think that Spence is the clear favorite in this, and I'm picking him to win the fight. Now, I'll be rooting for Garcia to pull the upset, but I'm really not expecting it. I think that this fight should be competitive and hard fought, but I think that there will be a clear winner. And I also think that it's possible that Spence could get the stoppage past the halfway point of the fight, but I'm not really sure how likely that is. I feel like this fight will make a lot of sense in hindsight. It seems a bit unclear as far as how this will go, but I think that there are a number of ways it could go, but as I said earlier, I'm expecting a win for Spence and possibly a win by stoppage. So anyway, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, enjoy the fight, and I'll talk to you next week.